I have returned after only a few. Oh, right. Well, life happens. Anyways, in this video, I will be covering the history of the holiday at hand, Labor Day. Where did it come from? Who created it and why? Find out the answers to all these questions in my History of Labor Day. Enjoy. Ah, work. The bane of human existence. If you know someone who hates work, I bet they could go on and on about how it just sucks. Well, at least none of us are 19th century laborers. Instead of working like 9 to 7 in a day, imagine working a day's amount in one day for 6 or 7 days a week. That's right. It wasn't uncommon for 1800s Americans to work 12 hours a day, 6 or 7 days a week. Not even to mention the whole can of worms that was child labor. Kids under 6 were being put to work in industrial level mines in factories. As you can guess, people weren't about to let this continue and just sit around. By the 1880s, public mindset on the current state of work and work conditions had plummeted to an all-time low. One of the groups who led the movement for better working conditions as well as the end to child labor were your favorite, labor unions. No, not those guys. In 1882, two such labor leaders in New York City named Peter J. McGuire on the left and Matthew Maguire on the right, no, they're not related, demanded a holiday for the working backbone of the U.S., laborers. This led to the first labor parade of American history in New York City on September 5, 1882. Labor Day was not even a concept yet, but having a parade of 10,000 people taking unpaid time off to support a common goal of better work conditions as well as a celebration for such probably sent a message. Word of this gargantuan parade in New York City spread across the U.S. like wildfire, and other places were inspired by the concept of a working man's holiday. Being as the parade was on the first Monday of September in 1882, the date remained in the back of people's heads, even to the present. While all this labor talk was going on, the employers of these laborers who were in unions were seething with fury. Following many clashes and riots, all of this culminated on May 4th, 1886 in Chicago. It was a normal morning of protesting for the tired laborers of Chicago, numbering around 3,000. By 10 o'clock, the Chicago police had shown up to break up these labor demonstrations. At 10:30, after a labor speech was concluding, it happened. A homemade bomb detonated, decimating Haymarket Square. In the following chaos, 4 protesters and 8 policemen were killed, hundreds were wounded, and 100 laborers were arrested. The Haymarket Riot would serve the U.S. with a grim reminder of what would happen if labor was not improved. The following outrage of the U.S. public to the Haymarket Riot was immense, being further continued for decades by socialists by the like of Eugene Debs. Speaking of Eugene Debs, he led a rail union in 1894 Chicago, which demanded a boycott on national train traffic, specifically Pullman, leading to federal officers being dispatched to Chicago, and ultimately a massacre occurred, with 15 workers being killed. 2 days after the second massacre, the U.S. government was in hot water. To try and make good ties and peace with workers again, U.S. President Grover Cleveland signed an act from Congress to make Labor Day an official holiday. Many states would also cave into this pressure to recognize Labor Day, starting with Oregon in 1887. As a result of so much political dissent and clashes, the oddly violent origins of Labor Day have provided a federal holiday dedicated to those who are committed to upkeeping this nation we call home. And with that was my history on Labor Day. I was glad to do a little bit of labor to create this video on Labor Day. But then again, you're not supposed to do labor on Labor Day. Oh. Anywho, my next video will be on something truly else. It will be on a country unlike no other. My next video will be a history on the Hermit Kingdom, North Korea. It will come out on September 9th, assuming Kim doesn't start a nuclear war in the time span between now and then. Thanks for watching. Have a happy Labor Day. Thank you.